Welcome to the Adriana Vineyard.
Thank you.
Have you been here? You did do?
No, never.
No, never.
First
Okay.
time.
So we are. I will tell you from the beginning how we define this appellation. We are in the geographic indication called Gualtazarí in Tupungato county. Would be like a county, the department. We call it department. Tupungato in Uco Valley. And this vineyard was planted the first part in 1992.
92.
Yes.
It was the first, no?
Yes. Before that were all like country and some fruit trees, but not vineyards.
How high? The altitude.
The altitude here is 1,500 meters.
Okay.
And here, when first planted Nicolás Catena, he was looking for a cooler climate. Like he wanted to make wines with more acidity, less alcohol, more elegance. So in Mendoza, to find a cooler climate, you have to go higher in elevation in the mountains. You go high 100 meters and it's 1 degree Celsius less. So he planted this vineyard. He developed the first part that we will stop by later, planting Chardonnay and Pinot Noir, and a little bit of Merlot. And then over the years, because at the beginning they thought that this could be too cold and get frost, or maybe the fruit will not ripe because it's very, very cold. Over the years, they saw that the fruit could ripe well, so then they planted this area that we have more Chardonnay, more Pinot Noir, but also they planted Malbec, Cabernet Sauvignon, and Cabernet Franc. Also, over the years, I started working here in 1999 for the Catena family. So before I got my degree at the university. So I've been working many years with the family. And in those years, about 2002, 2000.
Thank you.
2002, we also 2020. Discover the effect of the sunlight intensity at this elevation, because we started to make wines that were showing not only a nice acidity, very, very fresh style, but also very intense in terms of color and structure.
Okay.
And we did a study made by, he got the PhD for that. He works in the National Institute of Agricultural Research here in Mendoza. He did his thesis putting a film that filtered the UV. And we discovered the effect of the sunlight intensity over the fruit.
Okay.
The sunlight intensity is higher here because you are higher in elevation. There's less atmosphere to filter the UV. And then the grapes produce a thicker skin as a protection for the sunlight. In the case of Malbec, Cabernet Sauvignon, and then, in the skin, you have the color, the anthocyanins, you have tannins, aromatic precursors, and then you have more intensity in the wine.
Okay.
So that was at the beginning of 2000. And then that Nicolás Catena, he's an economist.
Yeah.
And he's very good. And we were picking all these grapes. This is a lot number one. Is about 10 hectares of Chardonnay. We were picking all these grapes together and putting the fruit in a tank and making one wine. But there is a big diversity, a big variability that you will see.
Okay.
In the soil, we saw at that time in the vines, and then we studied and was related to the soil. And he said, well, if you have variability and you are making a wine with all the grapes together, you are getting the average quality
Yeah.
place. But if you pick separately the different parcels from the different micro terroirs, then you can make a ranking, and probably you will have something that is better than the average and something that is worse than the average. And that's what we did from 2003 until 2009. That is when we released the first white bones, which is this wine, and white stones. Salud.
Cheers. Salud. 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 Salud.
And in 2009 was the first release of white bones, but we studied 5 vintages before to see that, to understand that the quality and the style was consistent over the different vintages.
It was many micro. In fermentations.
Yes.
A lot of.
You visited the Catena Institute, right? So we have these small vats and then small. The study, I don't know if you saw, but we have like looks like barrels, but are made with stainless steel.
Yeah, so I know.
Like a cylinder.
How many mini?
Well, you need replications every year, and also, well, we did those years. We did like 500, 600 micro vinifications, because was every parcel with every type of soil, but also picking the grapes in different times to understand what was the best time to pick every parcel.
Okay, even so this.
We pick and make a wine that was maybe 11% alcohol, then a week later or 10 days later a wine that was 12 degrees alcohol, then
many directions. And even calicatas, I think.
Yes, calicatas is where we define the first we define the homogeneous type of soils, and then in every homogeneous type of soil we describe with a calicata, as you will see now. You can come and I will tell you the origin of these soils. That is, so then you will understand every wine then.
I have now a new machine. I'm testing.
I see.
I testing, but sometimes I'm a little afraid. Oop.
So this is 2 meters depth, and you have here the 3 different layers that you find in Baltasari.
Okay.
Baltasari, the shape of Baltasari is like a thin triangle, and it's an alluvial cone. Do you know what is that? An alluvial cone?
Yeah.
Or alluvial fan? In the case of Baltasari, it's pretty thin because there is a big, pretty important slope, so the water could not spread, go mostly straight in this thin triangle.
Okay.
Then, through this evaporation, the layer of limestone was created, and finally, this part was transported by water and also by the wind. So some places, because of the topography, you can have a deeper layer of sand. You will see. And then about the rocks, you have different type of rocks, because this is a river called Las Tunas, is the origin of this alluvial cone. Moves through the mountains and collects different type of rocks. Collect volcanic rocks like basalt and andesita. For example, this is andesita. Andesita, yes. It's
like shale, schist.
No. It's similar to basalt.
Basalt, okay.
Yeah. Basalt
Seems like schist.
is dark.
Yes.
You will see some. This is kind of could be basalt, but it's andesita. Basalt is even darker.
Okay.
But basically, they are very small crystals. This is lava that went out of the volcano and cooled down very fast and don't form crystals.
Is there granite around
Yeah.
here?
I will show you now. Then, so you have volcanic rocks. You will see. Do you see the volcano from here, Tamara?
Yes.
Or yeah, there is a
Yeah.
volcano there, Tupungato.
That's Tupungato.
Yeah,
Sorry, which is higher, Aconcagua or Tupungato?
Aconcagua.
Yeah.
Aconcagua is the highest in all the American continent. North America and South America is the highest.
Yeah.
But all the range here is very high.
Yeah.
Then you have another type of rock called granite. Granite is lava that cool down slowly underground and then form crystals. There are some granite here that is in a very advanced state
Yep, state.
of meteorization. So
Of
it's
decomposition.
degraded.
Okay.
Like for example, this is granite. You see,
Okay.
and it's falling apart. You see.
Yes.
Well, here you have granite as well. You don't see it from there, but there is a granite here. Let me see. I have a hammer in my. Then I will bring it. This is granite,
Okay.
and it's breaking now.
So it's friable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is kind of a little bit more solid, but still falling apart. You see.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
roots can penetrate it and get some nutrients from the granite too. So basically here you have a mix of different type of rocks. We will see. This could be closer to basalt. You see it, which is darker and pretty heavy.
Thank you.
You have more iron in that type of rocks. And then granite.
Would you like to cuddle with ourselves?
Granite, you have usually a lot of quartz that give the white color. Feldspar that give some pink, and the black dots is mica. But then there's another one similar to quartz that has a lot of mica and less quartz, and it's like darker.
Okay.
Instead of being mostly white, it's mostly. We will find them that type also. And then you have a mix. Sometimes you see some very granitic rocks, but they are like red with a lot of iron, because this river collect material over the mountain and bring them here. So it's a mix, but important for us this type of structure, because usually, well, you will see deliver wines with a lot of character, personality. Also at this elevation, you know, very cool climate. Then you have this Chardonnay with nice acidity.
Fantastic.
It's
What a
it's
minuciosos.
terroir.
So this
minuciosos
Adriana
work.
vineyard is Chardonnay, Malbec, and Cabernet.
And Pinot Noir.
And Pinot Noir. Sorry, you mentioned that.
Cabernet Franc.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And Frank.
So nice, drink the wine in the Calicata.
Calicata,
No?
yeah.
Talking with you. Fantastic.
Yeah. And watching
Fantastic
the
experience.
roots. Yeah, but very, very important, the strategy of irrigation. Because we want to make the roots reach 3 meters or more, so be really in contact with this pattern of water and drought.
Yeah.
You know, that deliver then to the wine this
suitable
character
stress,
of the place. This wire can form a full canopy. The clusters are more in the shade here.
Okay.
Some aromatics disappear with the sunlight.
Sure.
Like pyracins, for example, in the reds or in Sauvignon Blanc. But in Chardonnay also, there are some aromatics that disappear with the sunlight.
Yeah.
White stones, the shoots reach maybe this wire.
Yeah.
They have lower vigor because the soil you will see is poorer. Then the leaves are smaller.
Okay.
The clusters are smaller, the berries are smaller. And then they get more sunlight, more flashes of light because the canopy is thinner as well. So then they develop a different flavor. You will see that is rounder in the mouth compared to this one that is very acid and
a little
long.
phenolic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stones is rounder. There is acidity, but a different volume in the mouth.
Yes.
And more austere in the nose.
So-
It's not as exotic as this one.
Yes. Interesting when I tasted the two wines the other day. I know a lot of locals prefer this. I preferred the other, as did the two other MWs on the trip. But it's interesting tasting here. I asked one of the winemakers, does the other go through a bit more malolactic?
And the other wine, no,
Yeah.
it's not
Well-
more malolactic, but it's ripe. I would say riper fruit.
Yeah, okay.
And usually we pick that parcel 1 week before this one.
Okay.
Yield is lower there
I
compared
see.
to here.
Yeah, but it's So you don't inoculate for mallow, but
No.
he actually suggested that the other one went through about 25% just naturally.
Yeah,
And-
yes,
and-
no,
and
not
this one,
inoculated,
yeah.
but can happen naturally
course.
in some barrels.
Yeah.
This is all, well, this vineyard is all organic certified,
Yep.
sustainable certified.
Okay.
It's, and these parcels ferment with the native yeast coming with the fruit,
Yeah.
Nice.
and it's all used oak, not new oak here. Is the reason you feel
So
more the
spontaneous fermentation.
Yeah. Spontaneous
Fantastic.
fermentation. Yeah.
This is not common in white wines.
Not common in many wines, yeah.
Yeah,
And
fantastic.
not in white wines, but
I love
this
this.
is very, very special.
I love her
parcel.
this.
Mhm.
Yeah, thank you.
That has the vine.
Yes.
Because, well, you were. I will explain this now. That you asked me about the irrigation strategy that we have. That we fill the profile in the winter with water, and then the vines start to consume this water in the season until we start to irrigate again. In the past, we used to have the philosophy of the homogeneous, what we call homogeneous vineyard. That is, in my opinion, is a viticulture that I associate with California. In California, if you go to Napa, they want to have a homogeneous vineyard, like all the vines looking the same with the same length of shoots.
Very
you know,
good,
one cluster per shoot. Very homogeneous because they have the theory that to make a better wine, the grape should get ripe all at the same time,
Yes.
or very close. So the heterogeneity
Yep.
will you lose quality.
Yes.
So we did a trip with Vigil in 2013, and we saw many operations that they were making in the vineyards, viticulture, you know, to reach that aim, that goal. But then we finished that trip in UC Davis, and we met a professor there called Roger Boulton, very good professor. And talking about this, he said, look, in great vintages of Bordeaux, I don't remember exactly the good one, but let's say 82,
Yeah.
I don't know,
82,
78,
it was very good.
Okay. They were not doing this homogeneity viticulture in the vineyard. They were picking, and maybe the secret of a good quality is have this variation, you know, and some grapes that are late ripening later will deliver acidity, the others more color, and this mix is what make the wine more interesting and more complex in the future.
Good point.
Yeah, so here like in this type of soil, we used to block one drip. So, like one drip was working, the next one we block it to deliver less water here. And we put double pipes in white stones just to give more water to white stones and make the shoot grow more. We block irrigation here just to make grow more stones and less bones to have more homogeneity. And since we started to study all these parcels, we said no, we don't want to make grow the short and grow less the tall. We want to just deliver the same, and then they express what they have.
Yes.
I mean, this have a yield, a type of canopy, and a flavor in the wine. Stones have other type of
Soil?
conditions. Yeah, soil. In other parcels, you will see not only the soil, but the sun exposure is different, and they express then these differences in the wine. And we don't want to make.
I understand.
Fantastic.
You know, Fortuna Terra tastes like river, or river like Fortuna Terra. They and we see it's very interesting now, and you will notice that when we visit.
Okay.
Warm years, Fortuna is better than river. I would say that's my opinion. Cold years, river is better than Fortuna because one get more heat, sun exposure in the north, get more heat. Cool years is better. Warm years, maybe it's too warm. And Fortuna with deep soils, other type of condition is better. And I would not say river is better, Fortuna is better. It's depend on the year as well.
Well, yeah.
Esto es como para. This is.
Very nice.
Idea.
Awesome.
This is the.
Thanks.
This is white bones. So this is the block 1 Chardonnay. This block for Chardonnay. We stop
Thank you.
first in white bones, then we drive around, and we are in white stones here.
Okay.
In this place, there was a river in the past that transported the sand in the top and most of the limestone as well, and just left the rocks. It's a riverbed. So very the condition very stressful for the vine. They are stressed for water and nutrients. So then they grow shorter, less vigor, as I explained, more sunlight over the fruit. The soil get warmer as well, because there is more sun direct going to the soil because there is less canopy blocking the light. And come over here. ¿Esta copa me diste una nueva? Ah, sí, porque dejé la mía la dejé.
Because of the net, I'm quite sure.
Basically, there is not sun, was transported by the water. The limestone is here, but lighter than there. Basically here, all the more the part of the soil with more nutrients and that hold more water was transported.
Yeah.
The roots explore the soil also until 3 meters depth. You see roots here, and they go deeper, trying to, you see these roots trying to get water from the soil. Again, a mix of different type of rocks, granite like this type of granite. Then you have these that can have more iron, well, different minerals. But Didu told me something interesting in the other pit. Sometimes over the years, the roots start to explore and reach areas of the soil that had different nutrients, and then this is also affecting the ripeness of the fruit and the condition to grow the grapes.
Is there less basalt here than over there?
I would say in all this block is less basalt
Okay.
and more granite.
Yeah.
I don't like. I believe in science.
Yes.
I know that sometimes science, is you think you reach the truth, but it's until a new study come and then you understand that you were not in the truth. But so I don't have this idea saying that these rocks deliver this flavor to the vine.
Well,
But-
yes. If you believe in science, you can't say that.
No. But I understand, and what we did is separate the different type of soils that produce a different
Yes.
canopy,
Yes.
and affect the vines in different ways. Not
course.
only the minerals,
Exactly.
but the water holding
The
capacity.
soil structure.
Then the canopy,
Yeah.
the climate in the canopy is different because they get more sunlight,
Yeah.
over the soil.
Yeah.
Heated, there's more temperature. We measure that.
Yes.
We measure the temperature in the cluster region here and also in bones. And there is cooler than here.
Cool.
So,
yeah.
and all that, yes, that affect the acidity. You can feel it here in the glass.
Yeah.
The acidity, the aromatic profile.
But Luis, you can say what kind of rock gives what kind of flavor, what kind of taste. Well, it's impossible because when you go to Chablis, is already three conditions, three different soils. But here you have so many different rocks.
Yes, yes.
Can you?
Maybe no. I will not.
There is
dare
no
to say
lodgment
that.
about this, no?
No, I think
Yeah.
probably if you are in a soil, if you go to extremes, like a soil with a lot of iron, let's say, probably the wine can have a, I don't know,
Metallic.
metallic the flavor, and you can measure that there is more iron in the wine, or go more to or easier to have a reduction in the wine, etc. But this is when you go to extremes. Here also there is a mix, as I explained you. This river went through a volcano, went through areas with these fossils with a lot of calcium carbonate, went through some
So many things, no?
Yeah, different areas. Like
You know,
different
this is
moments that the
actually-
soil
it's
was.
a mix here.
Yeah.
You know, the geology of these soils is incredibly diverse. It's actually, you know, it reminds me of the Roussillon near the Pyrenees, where you have a lot of granite with schist, with basalt, you know, and calcaire, all like this within just a small distance apart. I would imagine the dynamic is somewhat similar. You know, the mountains, the snow, the flow.
Yes.
But it's very interesting.
And not unrooted vines of
And the first camada, o primeiro pedaço,
sí.
mais comprido, mais profundo, não?
See, this can change from 30-40 centimeters until almost 1 meter, depending on the.
Okay.
It's not exactly homogeneous. So change, like here, you see there is less is more shallow, and
Yeah.
here is deeper.
Yeah.
This is similar to white bones. You have the layer of sand here,
Okay.
and then you have the blocks of limestone. Like here, you have some block of limestone here. This is limestone. You see roots growing into the limestone. And basically, well, same than white bones, but unrooted. This is on roots of Malbec roots. And again, you have granite here.
Look, fantastic.
And then blocks of limestone. You have a block of limestone here, here. There was one here that I put it there. And roots exploring.
And how you decide what kind of grape you put in this soil? How this happens?
This is closer to basalt as well. This is more volcanic rock.
Fantastic.
So basalt is more like you mentioned that one it was called get cold quickly, and the other one you said that it was called slowly, the granite. And this
The
one,
granite gets
more
cold
dense.
slowly and then form the crystals.
yes.
Basalt
Basalt?
is like lava going out of the volcano and getting cold very fast and don't form crystals. It's like
right.
you don't see crystals here. You just see like a mass of lava.
Oh, that's
This one is the
beautiful rock.
same. Yeah, this is andesita.
Can I keep one?
Yeah,
This is andesita.
yeah, andesita. Andesita is very common in volcanic
yeah.
areas.
No.
And Luis, how Catena decides what grape will plant in any these places?
Well,
it's
the
difficult.
beginning, because it's a very cold region, they decided to plant Chardonnay and Pinot Noir,
Okay.
Early ripening varieties. But then, after a few years, and they realized that Chardonnay could ripe, the Pinot Noir as well. They planted Merlot, and then they planted Malbec, Cabernet Sauvignon, especially in the lowest part of the vineyard,
Okay.
because this vineyard start at 1,500 meters and finish at 1,350 meters. So there is a variation in the elevation of the property. So in lower areas, warmer climate, Malbec, Cabernet Sauvignon. Higher places, Chardonnay, Pinot Noir.
Okay.
Had they not have been so smitten by Bordeaux and Cabernet, you could have planted all sorts of interesting things.
Yes, absolutely.
So this is Vuelta
Yeah.
this part. See, this is the river. Actually, the river is running in this area. So this would be like this. So the west, the mountains are here.
Yeah.
Okay.
The river is running in the south
Yeah.
of the appellation. But 2 million years ago, this river covered all this. This is the alluvial cone.
Yes.
Then these hills that you see there, those were elevated after the Andes, and it's a different fault. It's a fault that goes in this. The Andes go north to south. This goes west to east.
And so different.
Yeah.
So different.
Yeah. And elevated these hills here, and all this part of the appellation, all this area was elevated. And it's where we have Adriana is here.
Okay.
And then the water ran in this area and washed most of the calcium carbonate. So in this part of Vuelta you don't have much calcium carbonate. But close to these hills is where you get higher concentration of calcium carbonate. And then there are small rivers, dry creeks like this one, and we will see more, that transported the superficial material. So this is the reason of the diversity in Vuelta these hills that elevated this area, that preserve more the calcium carbonate layers. the layers.
Fantastic.
Okay, now we go to Mundus Bacillus. Okay. Well, this is a parcel called Mundus Bacillus Terra. It's the same soil than White Bones that is there.
Yep.
It's the same type of soil, but this case is in pretty similar climate. But this parcel is planted with Malbec unrooted.
Okay.
This part is resting. We pull out a vineyard last year, and we live in resting 1 year with grass, and next year we will plant.
And what kind of
We will
vine?
plant Malbec.
Malbec.
Malbec, and half will be Malbec and half will be Cabernet Franc.
And how many hectares is this park?
4.7 hectares.
4.7. Okay. Wow. I can't imagine what's the name that Laura is gonna come with. Yeah.
Well, mundus bacillus means is in Latin. Mundus doesn't mean world; it means elegant in Latin.
Okay.
So it's basically the elegant microbes of the earth. Here is where the Catena Institute did a research studying the microbes working in symbiosis with the roots of the vines, and how they help the vines to absorb some nutrients that are blocked in this calcareous soil. Calcareous soil, the pH is very high, is around close to 8 pH, and for example phosphorus is blocked at this pH.
Okay.
And these bacteria produce acids that unblock the phosphorus and is available for the vine, and then the vine give them house and food. So it's a symbiotic relation.
This is spontaneous fermentation too.
Yes, this is
It's more easy in the
in the reds.
in the reds,
yes,
no?
yes.
Not here.
Ooh.
Los Niños, but it's a different area and it's
many
higher. Driving is 4 hours from the city.
Okay.
From Mendoza.
From Mendoza.
From Mendoza City, 4 hours. It's quite a lot.
Mm,
So
very nice.
Yeah, I like
area
this one.
and block the phosphorus, and it allows to absorb the nutrients and the water.
And water, yeah, as well. Yeah, they create like a net of and connect even. Well, I heard that even if we are in a plant, you will have to work today, but a little. And we have a plan of forest. We are planting trees.
Oh,
We have a plan for 2030. We have to plant 5,000 trees in the property, native trees that don't need water to grow. So I have 3, but the hole is already made. You have to put the tree and take a picture and give them water for the first time. And I heard, and there are some studies that trees in the close to vineyard, they start to connect through this. Have you heard about that? It's called mycorrhizas.
mycorrhizas.
Mycorrhizas are these fungus in symbiosis with the roots,
Oh, yes.
and then start to be connected between different species.
Yeah.
Like vines can with these trees,
Yeah.
they are connected
Fantastic.
through this.
There is a communication.
Yeah.
It's actually going back to your belief in science and your sort of disbelief in my somewhat agnostic middleman approach. There's quite a lot of study right now that the mycorrhizae fungi are actually the conduit or the vectors of the geology
Yeah.
to flavor component, well, aromatic precursors, flavor components in wine, because to date, as you said, Luis, science indicates that geology does not impart flavor per se to wine. It does the soil structure, water retention, lack of water retention. Of course, that changes the ripening patterns and the canopy, etc. So that affects it. But in terms of actual minerals from soil to wine, science says no. But there is study now that mycorrhizae fungi may be the conduits to that we all want to believe in. But
Cheers.
I don't know if you got the explanation in the Catena Institute, but they did a study with the vines in pots with these microbes and then sterile soil, and the vines with the microbes grow more. And in these particular conditions, with a lot of calcium carbonates, very high pH, many nutrients blocked, at this elevation with this sunlight intensity, this cool climate, these microbes help the vines a lot. I mean, they need them. Without these microbes, probably the vines would not. You see the shoots here are longer compared to Mundus, because here is warmer. And this block is Malbec unrooted, and now we are in the south half of the rows. They have this type of soil.
Yeah.
And the northern half of these rows, very different type of soil, because there is a dry creek,
Okay.
and this river in the past transported all the sand.
Ay, sí, perdón.
No, está bien. Así yo les voy mostrando. Yo me llevo mi copa. Come over here and you will see them. So this parcel is called Fortuna because these vines had the good luck to have 1.5 meters of sandy soil.
Yes.
Very comfortable. All this part,
Yeah.
very easy to explore. You see, full of.
This would be nice.
This is the dry creek.
Okay.
See? And this is the half of the rows that got the erosion from the water from this river and transported all the.
I see.
So you see here, again, shoots pretty long because this part get heated more because it's facing the north.
I see.
Cold years, this is very, very, very good. Like 2016 is when
One of the best.
we got 100 points. From
Oh,
Park.
yeah?
Yeah, in river. 16 was a cold vintage, and this parcel was fantastic. Fantastic.
Very nice.
Yeah. Okay, come and see the pit.
You call pit calicata spit? In English is spit?
I'm hungry. Yeah.
What's so different?
Yeah.
Fantastic. You have, você não tem aquela camada enorme de areia de
Here the
sensacional.
the river wash out all the.
Sensacional.
And if we live, you can, and if we die, you can't.
Sensacional.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So a little bit of
It's almost looks
calcium
like
carbonate
house.
and then rocks and stones.
Sensacional. So different.
Indeed.
Your salad.
Ah, thank you so much.
Beautiful.
So I would say similar to white stones, the second Chardonnay that we visited.
Okay.
Similar type of soil. Also riverbed. A little bit of limestone and then rocks and stones. And similar composition. Also you have the granite
I see.
and the mix.
I see why the last one is the cheapest. It's the most old.
Fantástico isso. Puxa vida.
It doesn't have the
Que trabalho, hein?
Sí.
É um trabalho minucioso e longo, não, Luis?
Mucho.
But this, the tenants
Encontrar estas parcelas.
Encontrar essas parcelas, isso?
Hacer varios años, vinificar varios años,
really precise.
con esa diversidad de clima. Lo que te decía, años fríos,
This one I got
esta parcela es
Fantástica, né?
años calientes, Fortuna, que tiene el suelo más profundo, se comporta mejor. Entonces, esa variabilidad del terroir.
É uma informação para expert, né?
Sí,
O cara procurar se o ano foi frio.
y para gente que, bueno, como tú, gente que, como vos, gente que ama el vino,
Uhum.
que le interesa el vino, que lo disfruta.
Vai saber a
e
diferença.
história,
Por
e
que
a
que está
história.
melhor? Era um ano
É.
frio, então faz toda a diferença nesse vinhedo.
Sí.
Genial.
Este vino también se está abriendo ahora,
Sim.
Se está viendo
Sim,
ahora.
sim, sim.
It was a little bit like a
Sensacional. Gente, eu tô aqui com...
We have to send the picture to
tô-
Laura Catena.
Tô aqui, ó, tô aqui com o Luis. O que vamos fazer aqui, Luis?
Vamos a plantar unos árboles nativos que se llaman algarrobo, que no necesitan agua, crecen en el desierto. Y esto es dentro de un plan de deforestación que tenemos para el año 2030, plantar 5.000 árboles en nuestros viñedos, 5.000, que bueno, secuestran carbono, generan biodiversidad,
Claro.
casa para los pájaros,
Uma iniciativa
etcétera.
inteligente.
Sí, sí, bueno, de
E
cuidado al medio
Didu
ambiente.
vai a plantar um arbolito.
Hay un arbolito que tiene que plantar el señor Didu.
Bom, aqui a pá melhorou um pouco, não? Tá bueno assim?
Y este árbol da un fruto, da una...
It's okay?
It's okay, it's enough. We will keep this for the next one. Gita, creo que no está funcionando, porque no anda.
We go upstairs?
Pero primero aquí,
Primeiro acá.
después puede ir arriba y sacar fotos.
Ok.
Esta es la primer parte que se plantó en el 92.
Ah,
Hay
ok.
Chardonnay y Pinot Noir.
Ok.
Y esta era una parte de Merlot, 1 hectárea que arrancamos y vamos a plantar. Vamos a dejar un año en descanso y después
Ok,
plantar.
ok.
Y este es Luca Chardonnay, que es el G-Lot, que es de Gualtallari, es este lote. De Chardonnay.
Ah, ok. Fantastic place, hein? E aqui, que eras acá? Era...
Esto se construyó para
eso mismo.
Para parar a tomar vino. Bueno, en invierno también hemos comido acá.
Sim, é um fogo, se senta acá.
Hemos
É...
hecho asados también aquí.
Muito lindo, hein? Muito lindo. Olha na cordilheira.
wow.
Uf. Fantastic.
Este es el vino que le digo que tenemos de 20 cosechas atrás.
Ah, ok,
siempre de
assim,
este
sim.
mismo lugar.
Esta cosecha qual
Este
é?
es 2020.
2020.
Cuando yo vine en el 2019,
Você hace também com fermentações espontâneas este ou não?
No, no, no. Este yo lo...
E no White Bones and White Stones, vocês agregam sulfito ou não?
Sí.
Agregam
Sí,
pouco,
sí, 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 sí.
mas não muito.
No porque la uva está sana.
Sim.
La uva
É, e com uma fermentação espontânea, a própria fermentação
también
produce
produce
um pouco de
Sí,
sulfito,
sí,
não?
sí, sí.
Dicen que estaban echándole algo al viñedo. Para mí no.
¿En
Estaban
cuál?
en spray cuando
Sí,
pasamos.
sí,
Así que le
sí.
estaban dando.
Y ahí seguramente es una...
Porque Guita estaba preguntando qué decía.
Guita se quedou preocupada.
Sí, quedó preocupada. Sí,
não,
quedó
não, não,
preocupada.
sim, era spray, era spray.
hay que protegerlos porque si
Claro.
no también se enferman. Acá hay una
gracias, un cactus.
un tipo de mariposa
Ah, ok.
que está en Europa, está en Chile, está en Estados Unidos, en todos lados, que come la uva.
Ok.
Pone huevos, sale un gusanito que
Ok.
se come la uva. Y este viñedo es orgánico, entonces no podemos echar pesticidas, pero se aplica una bacteria.
Confusão sexual.
Eso usamos, sí.
Acho
E a parte-
é verdade.
Sí, sí, es verdad.
É verdade. Confusão sexual, elas não reproduzem.
Se pone una
Feromônio.
feromona, una hormona sexual
É.
que es específica.
Sensacional.
de esa especie. Sí.
Ok.
Fique longe disso, hein? Fique longe dessa confusão sexual, por favor.
Confusión sexual.
Mas é muito. It's so funny, não? Confusão sexual.
Esta copa
Guita,
Oh, thank you.
lo que hacen en viñedo es un spray para inhibir la producción.
English.
Ah,
Do you know Spanish?
oh, Eduardo.
¿Por qué?
Por favor.
Ángel, por favor.
Gita, what they are spraying in the vineyard is some kind of pheromone to make a confusion sexual. to know,
Aphrodisiac for the
not aphrodisiac. No, it's opposite. It's a
Opposite.
confusion sexual to don't reproduce the mariposas that eat the
so unisex aphrodisiac.
Unix, yes. You know, Tom, the spraying is about the confusion sexual. You heard about, no? It's so
Like me.
so funny, like me. It's fantastic. Confusion sexual.
And we started in 1999, and the project, and she wanted to make other wines beside Malbec.
Yes.
So we started with Chardonnay, Pinot Noir. We have a Malbec, a Syrah, and a Bordeaux blend. And we use all vines that we buy to growers
Yes, I see.
in the Uco Valley. But for Chardonnay and Pinot Noir, since the beginning we used this block that was the first planted in Adriana vineyard.
Okay.
This was planted in 92, and it's a Chardonnay Pinot Noir. There was a hectare of Merlot that we pull out this year, and we will replant next year with more Pinot Noir.
More Pinot Noir, okay.
So the Luca Chardonnay and Pinot Noir, they say G-Lot, is
Yeah.
coming from Waltazari.
Okay, G-Lot.
So this wine is from here. And basically, it's Laura likes elegant wines with finesse, with balance. So it's similar terroir compared with white bones and stones, but here there is a 100% malolactic,
Okay.
and we use a 30% new French oak barrels. So you
Okay.
will get some texture and
Sure.
also
Yes.
flavor from the oak.
And
Yes.
going back to the bones and stones, you don't use new oak on those wines?
No.
No, okay.
No.
So it's
It's
French
all
oak, but neutral. Well,
Yeah.
used second, third,
No, yeah.
even
Fourth,
older. Okay.
fifth, yeah.
Fantastic, very nice.
I like this.
Yeah.
And are these older vines? Then
92.
Okay,
Yes,
okay,
older.
older
Yeah,
vines,
older
yeah,
compared
yeah.
to those. Yeah, because this was the first part. planted.
yeah.
And Pinot Noir, I didn't bring the Pinot Noir. I just wanted to stop here, show you the
Yeah,
original vineyard.
very nice.
Taste Luca Chardonnay, a wine of Laura I made for her. Because now in lunch we will have one wine for from El Enemigo, which is a Torrontés growth at this elevation. We now go to a winery and a property owned by Laura and her sister Adriana. And we have Chardonnay Pinot Noir. We will have a Pinot Noir from that vineyard,
Very
high
good,
elevation.
very good.
And Torrontés.
Ah, o
That
Torrontés,
yeah.
okay.
And an old vintage of Nicolás Catena Zapata.
Very nice. Upstairs. Whoop. Fantastic view. Gita, let's make a photo. Gita, you will miss me tomorrow.
I'll miss you the moment you leave.
Fantastic.
Photo, guys, over here.
Dos, tres.
De vuelta. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Não, hace um pequeno vídeo para a Laura.
Pequeno vídeo.
Junta, todo mundo, junta. Bem curto.
Ah, you can cheers, huh? Sorry.
Yes.
Salud.
Para, no, paren.
Um, dois, três. Agora.
1, 2, 3.
Salud. Laura, cadê você, Laura? We missing you. Ei, amigão, vem cá. Vem cá, amigão. Tchau. Eu vou pro Brasil, viu?